Remember this abomination in the state of New Jersey with high school wrestling? Ellen Maloney, a referee with a history of racism, policed black hair in a competition.
I'll just pick him up
Or this incident from Bruce High School with a black power lifter. How about Marissa Martino of Oregon, who was told she must go to the bathroom and cut her hair if she wanted to participate in a volleyball game?
It involves hair, specifically the hairstyles of young African Americans, and the controversial decision made by one school district that fed into a heated national debate.
As 15-year-old Deshanti Scott knows, hair can say so much about us. A cheerleader at Butler High in Louisville, Kentucky, she proudly wears hers in its natural, tightly curled state. So she was stunned this year when she saw her school's new dress code policy.
It was the hair, and I noticed that as you kept reading, it just added more and more hairstyles that were natural and
hairstyles that are extreme, distracting, or attention-getting would not be permitted. Oh, wow. No dreadlocks, cornrows, twists, mohawks, no jewelry will be worn in here. This is definitely geared right here towards the black people. It definitely is. And attention getting, I mean, when you style your hair, you do. Well, I style mine, and I love the compliments that I get. Like, oh, your hair is nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And hair must be natural color. Now, we know how many natural blondes there is. All right. Okay. No two-tone hair or severe contrast. This include unnatural hair colors. Why are they messing with the students in their hair? Leave them alone.
Were natural and mostly worn by black people.
Did it feel personal to you?
It felt very personal to me because I've worn those hairstyles.
Or a cheerleader at Butler Traditional High in Louisville. Here's the thing, it's not even just in high school or lower levels of competition.
The International Swimming Federation is now facing criticism after banning swim caps designed for natural black hair.
That word?
The organization claimed the special cap does not, quote, fit the natural form of the head. The British company Soul Cap responded in a statement that reads in part, quote, how do we achieve participation and representation in the world of competition swimmers if the governing body stops suitable swimwear being available to those who are underrepresented?
The hate that so many possess in positions.
That is definitely hate. I'm gonna Google why the white people hate black people's hair. It's just
a power within sports is beyond troubling. In Texas, one student and his family are standing up for themselves.
A school in Texas is defending its decision to suspend a black student for more than 2 weeks over his hair.
That student's name is Daryl George. He's just 17 years old, and as you can see, he has his hair in twisted dreadlocks. The school first suspended Daryl at the end of August and then just suspended him again yesterday.
All of this is despite a new law in Texas that just took effect. It's called the Crown Act. The acronym stands for, quote, create a respectful and open world for natural hair. And the law prohibits racial discrimination based on hairstyles.
Here's how ridiculous it got. Get this. The student would spend most of his junior year at his Texas high school in either in-school suspension or an off-site disciplinary program over the length of his hair. A punishment he took to a Fifth Circuit panel that also grilled.
We all know more. This is deeper than here. We all know that this is way more deeper than here.
His attorneys on if AI was used in their briefs.
What is the school district's code when it comes to hair?
Well, they're saying that his hair fall below his eyebrows when let down. It started like a couple of days before the Crown Act went in effect. They've been sending him to ISS.
I'm going to interrupt here. This lady right here with the cowboy hat on, that's the lady that I was talking about in my one of my videos when I was talking about Gwen White when she didn't have anyone in her corner to support her, and I brought up this lady here because I didn't know her name, but I know she's an activist and she will stand in your corner 10 toes down. And in the video I said you should have reached out to her, and I didn't know her name, but I said she's a lady with a cowboy hat on because every time I see her, she have a cowboy hat on. So this here is the young lady that I was referring to.
In school suspension every day since then for his hair. And as you can see in the photos, his hair is not let down. His hair is kept up neatly. It is kept up. It's well groomed, and it's off his eyebrows, off his shoulders, it's off his earlobes. So I'm not understanding how he's being violated, how he's violating their policies anyways.
In short, this school district would ban male students from having hair past their eyebrows, earlobes, or the top of a shirt collar. The rule does not apply to female students. The main argument was this: George, a black male student who wore his hair in locks tied on top of his head, was found to be in violation of the policy because his hair exceeded the length limit when let down.
But what difference does it make if it's if it's put up and then evidently he's not violating the length because the length is not touching the bottom of his shirt collar, neither is it over his eyes. It's just diabolical that these white people is going to tell us black people how we should wear our hair. They need to leave us alone with our hair.
Representing Barbers Hill would say this rule applies to many places, and they would cite the military. Allie Booker, George's attorney, seen here on the left, would say, and I quote, "When you advance the career readiness, there are thousands of jobs that people can have, and the only people that you discuss, the only jobs you discuss primarily were maybe like OSHA jobs, and they discussed military." But to me, that's a very small pool of the type of jobs. So I believe that was arbitrary. Meanwhile, the U.S. District Judge, Jeff Brown, who was appointed by, of course, Donald John Trump, had ruled the hair length standard is not unconstitutional gender discrimination.
School officials reportedly reprimanded George multiple times for his hairstyle, saying that his dreadlocks violated this policy. Now, he's potentially facing placement in a disciplinary alternative education program. George's suspension happened just days after Texas's Crown Act took effect. The new law prevents race-based hair discrimination as well as prohibits schools and employers from reprimanding people based on hair texture or certain hairstyles including twists, braids, and dreadlocks. This case is testing the new law because although dreadlocks are a protected hairstyle, the school is arguing that it's not violating the Crown Act since hair length isn't protected by law, and that's what the school is concerned about. This majority white school district has suspended black students over their hairstyles before. 3 years prior to the Crown Act going into effect, 2 students were placed on suspension for their dreadlocks, with the school making them choose between cutting their hair or being enrolled in an alternate school. Civil rights advocates worry that hair-focused dress codes such as the one at Barbers Hill can lead not just to racial, cultural, or religious discrimination, but also to discrimination based on outdated gender norms such as this idea that men should have short hair. And for many cultures, hair isn't just about looks. Dreadlocks, for instance, are a way to connect to one's black heritage according to advocates.
Joseph Plumbar, another attorney for George, would argue the following: that long hair is integral to George's style of locks. Quote, "My hair can't go in dreadlocks right now. I have short hair. I can't braid my hair. In order to do that, you have to have length. So we believe that is something that maybe not specifically was discussed in the Crown Act, but was very well intended to be protected."
It's put a lot of emotions on me, anger, sadness. I don't know, it just makes me feel angry, very angry.
his self-esteem, his sense of identity, because your hairstyle is a sense of your identity. So they're trying to like take his identity away as well, and trying to say that he's not, really worth it. He's not like almost less than a human being or something.
That throughout all these years, throughout all the fighting for the Black history that we've already done, we still have to do this again and again and again. Is ridiculous. It feels lonely, like very lonely. Like when you're the only one stuck in a room for a whole semester, a whole year at that, it just like it makes you feel some type of way, because you can't be a child like everybody else. You see everybody else walking around, talking, laughing. You can't do that.
Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can.
That's crazy. All right, so shout out to TYT Sports for that video. So now I'm going to switch over here, and I already have the Crown Act. So the Crown Act has not been passed at the federal level, which I thought it was. It has passed the House, but was blocked by the Senate. Why would they even block something like this? The creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. That's what the Crown stands for. Crown Act is federal legislation intended to prohibit discrimination based on hair texture or hairstyles commonly associated with race, particularly affecting Black individuals. The act applies to federal assisted program, housing, public accommodations, and employment. Now, legislative history: the Federal Crown Act was first introduced in the House of Representatives by Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, Democrat in New Jersey, on March 19, 2021, with a companion bill introduced by the Senate. Introduced in the Senate by Senator Cory Booker on March 22nd of 2021. The House passed a bill on March 18th, 2022, with a 235 to 189 vote. However, the Senate never voted on the bill as it failed to overcome a filibuster led by Senator Rand Paul, a Republican of Kentucky. No new version was proposed immediately afterward, though there were suggestions for introduction in 2024. In 2025, the legislation was reintroduced in both chambers, H.R. 1638 in the House and S. 51 in the Senate, again sponsored by Representative Watson Coleman and Senator Booker. This version reportedly has some bipartisan support, but as of now, it has not reached a floor vote in the current section. Now, the context and importance: while the Federal Crown Act has not yet become law in 27 states and Washington, D.C. have passed state-level Crown laws. So, in your state, learn the Crown laws. Check out what it says in your state and where the position that your state, the stance that they have. So over 50 cities have enacted similar protections. These laws prohibit against discrimination in workplaces, schools, and public spaces based on natural hair textures and protective hairstyles such as braid, locks, twists, and knots. Research shows that Black women are disproportionately affected by hair-based discrimination, including being sent home from work or judged more harshly in appearance. Current status: federal law not yet passed. House passed, Senate blocked. Reintroduction, 2025 version pending with some bipartisan support. State laws, 27 states plus D.C. have enacted the Crown protection, and then local laws, over 50 cities have passed similar legislation. The Federal Crown Act remains a key legislative effort to ensure nationwide protection against hair-based discrimination, complementing existing state and federal laws. So that is it. That's just a base history of the Crown Act, and it is just a shame that in 2026 that we are still being discriminated not only against our skin color, but now our hair, which has been going on for years. And I did say that I want to look up the brief history of black hair and let me see what that say there. History of black hair from identity to oppression. That's exactly what they want us to be. So I want to find something brief. And this was made back in 2022. I don't want a long video, so I'm going to, let me see that.
A couple of weeks ago, I was kicking around on the internet.
Okay, let me see if I can find, because this video is 12 minutes, and how long? Okay, 17, okay, I'll be within a half hour. So let me see, the tangled history of black hair discrimination in the U.S., and this is by BBC News. So I'm going to go over here to YouTube, and we're going to watch this video. This is a brief history of it. All right. Okay,
looking at a whole bunch of people posting about their 10-year challenge. And it made me start reflecting on how different I look from 2012 to 2022. The biggest difference being now I have natural hair.
And I have natural hair myself, and I had it for the last 10 years. Now I do have my hair in some crochet braids. I have it usually wear it either in an afro, which is my favorite, crochet hair, or like in a ponytail, but I do not have a perm in my hair. I stopped putting perms in my hair like years ago. I just wanted, my hair, my natural hair. And plus I didn't like the chemicals in the what they call them, the perm kits. I didn't like that. But yeah, so, and I love my afro.
I feel more like myself with curly hair, as it grows naturally out of my head, than I think I ever did when it was straight. In the last decade, a natural hair movement has swept through Black America.
For me, what I felt like was every time I put on a wig that I was apologizing for who I was.
But despite any progress that's been made, Black people are still being punished and ridiculed for their hair.
Rutgers, man, they got tattoos, and that's a nappy head of ours there, I'm gonna tell you that now.
Such a tiny frame that this hair to me overwhelms her. Like, I feel like she smells like patchouli oil.
When that sportscaster said nappy-headed hoes, he faced a lot of backlash for that too, and the audacity from saying it over the air like that.
Or weed.
And a lot of that backlash has targeted kids.
His hair's always been like that.
Mental health issue.
His hair was a violation of the school dress code.
Called to the office about my hair.
The rest of my team was snatching beads out of my hair.
Is it a cultural thing, a heritage thing?
Why are you taking a blade to my son's head?
I wanted to get to the root of why Black hair discrimination is so common here in the United States.
I don't think it's a real distraction. I like my hair.
So stick around, because we're going to explore its tangled history, meet a lawyer who's fighting back, and talk to white folks who are learning how to style black hair for the first time.
It's a lot easier and a lot less scary to work with.
Our first stop is Chicago, where we'll find out what happened when a young boy was kicked out of preschool because of his hair.
Good Lord,
but
preschool.
We have to make a pit stop.
The salon is a safe space. Hair, I feel like it's the crowning glory.
Whether it's straight, whether it's kinky, whether it's curly, we are blessed with these different patterns and textures.
That's absolutely right. Different patterns and textures, and we can style our hair and so many styles. It's just absolutely beautiful. So if you can just like get creative as you want to be, if you have all kind of hair. Now with white hair, you could. It's only certain styles that you can get. You know. That's probably why they don't like black hair.
Growing up, I thought white was right. And so, because that's what I saw, I hated my hair. I try to counter that message with my children, but it's been a long journey.
And for many black folks, that journey starts when we're kids, the first time someone ridicules us because of our hair.
Can you tell us what happened at your old school?
When I was 4 years old, my mommy braided my hair, and I was so excited. But when I went to school, the principal called my mommy that my hair is unacceptable.
It was explained that I must remove the hairstyle in order to send him back to school. His hair is a violation of the uniform dress code and therefore unacceptable for preschool.
I've been asking why they don't like my hair.
Hairstyles historically associated with blackness were also historically associated with ghetto. To denounce a thing, you have to announce a thing. And so I'm here to announce that hair discrimination is starting with children as early as 4 years old.
The history of black hair in America is long and tangled. For centuries, Africans have worn hairstyles like braids and knots to signify wealth, tribe, and status. But when enslaved Africans were stolen and shipped to America, their abductors wanted to erase any sense of cultural identity, and so they cut their hair. In the 1700s, the governor of Louisiana signed a law.
So that's what they're trying to do when they send in young kids home because of their hair. They want to erase their cultural identity. Then that's exactly what it is.
Requiring all black women, enslaved or free, to cover their hair so they wouldn't attract white men. Slavery ended in 1865, and blackface minstrel shows quickly became the most popular form of entertainment in the country, with lyrics like, and I'm not kidding, your face it may be dark, but you'll be happy as a lark when they straighten all the colored people's hair. And those are just the lyrics I can read. Around the same time, black entrepreneurs like Garrett Morgan and Madam C.J. Walker, America's first female self-made millionaire, were pioneering techniques to grow and style black hair. But centuries of white supremacy, dehumanization, and denigrating black hair textures forced many African Americans to assimilate in order to be viewed as presentable and professional. Until
this brother here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. When I wear my hair in a fro, I love it. And I get a lot of compliments too when I do wear my hair like that. So it all depends on the individual. If you want to wear, there's nothing wrong with straightening your hair. If that's your preference, then go right here too. Because when our hair grow in and it's natural, it is it does take some taking care of. You need to take care. You do have to take care of it, and it does make it a little bit harder to get the comb through. So if you want to choose to go straight, that's absolutely fine. But I choose to go natural like this, and I love this right here.
Because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance, is beautiful and is pleasing to them.
The Black power and pride.
And then another thing, when I do wear my hair like this, it's just something about the freedom. I just feel so different when I wear my hair like this. I feel free. It's just free. I can't explain it. It just have a sense of freedom to it.
Pride movements also celebrated the beauty of natural hair. But while black music and style are now an essential part of American culture, black people are still being punished for their natural hair. Here in Louisiana, black hair history comes full circle. Remember that 1700s law that forced black women to cover their hair? Well, Louisiana's leading the country once again, but this time it's for a better reason.
Louisiana is the first state in the United States to have a textured portion in their cosmetology state board exam, and that feels really good. 65% of people have textured hair. The salon industry is really pretty segregated even today. No one should feel bad by having someone say we can't do your hair.
So we're heading to Baton Rouge to meet.
That's another thing. Especially for the parents, if you take your daughter or your son to a beauty salon or hair salon, make sure the person know how to properly manage your child's hair. Don't let anyone touch in your child's hair if they do not know what they're doing.
Meet white folks who are learning to do black hair for the first time.
I'm sorry, the educator part of me is moving in, y'all.
How are we going to break down those barriers? It starts with the education piece first.
Was this your first time working in textured hair? Yeah? How's it been? Has it been different?
That's good. I like that program. That's good. Teach them how to do, because they do need to be taught how to do our hair. Our hair is totally different from their hair.
Different, I guess, than what you thought, or?
But it's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
What are you doing today?
Silk press.
Okay.
Here at Aveda, that's where we're really working towards getting them the training, getting them the education that they need so that they feel comfortable doing any texture of hair. We don't want to be a trend. We want some things put in place. We want representation in the marketing, in the curriculum.
Any assumptions you might have had about textured hair? Anything kind of surprised you as you've been learning?
I do find it a lot easier to work with than I expected. I didn't realize shrinkage was a thing either, and now that I know that, it's a lot easier and a lot less scary to work with.
We are walking in the very fullness of our blackness and in the very fullness of our textured hair, and here it is. Yeah. And can somebody please take care of it for me and make sure that it's styled properly? And that's where we step in.
While attitudes in Louisiana...
That sounds like it's a good program down in Louisiana. It should have something like this in every state, or in every beauty or beautician or cosmetology or hair school. They should be taught how to do all kinds of hair, really, but definitely black hair.
Maybe changing.
Textured
On
hair.
a national level, there's not much legal protection against this kind of discrimination.
Currently, if you were to lock, braid, or twist and are discriminated against on those grounds, then it does not amount to unlawful race discrimination. Employers are free to regulate and discriminate against African descendants who are wearing their natural hair textures and these natural hairstyles.
Just to be clear, if I showed up to work with an afro and then was fired, that is illegal. But if I showed up to work with braids, the same hair, braided, and was fired, that's potentially just fine.
That's legal. It's a nonsensical legal distinction. It's very much shaped by a lack of awareness and understanding of African descendants' hair texture.
If you're like me, you're probably wondering, is anyone trying to end this kind of discrimination? And the answer to that question is Wendy. In addition to representing plaintiffs in several high-profile hair discrimination cases, she literally helped write the law that could end it.
I've had the privilege of serving as one of the co-drafters for the Federal Crown Act. What this particular piece of legislation does is really overturns nearly 4 centuries of lawful racial discrimination on the basis of...
Okay, now the Crown Act that I read was from 2022. That's from 2021. So this video was 4 years ago. Yeah, this video was from 4 years ago. And she said the Federal Crown Act, but I read the Crown Act wasn't passed as of yet. I'm going to go back and look and make sure that I was correct.
African descendants' hair texture and hairstyles.
So, until laws like the Crown Act are passed nationally, it'll be up to individual states and people to fight this kind of discrimination head on. Which brings us back to Ida and Jet.
I tried to work it out internally. When I figured out that I was not getting anywhere, I took it to social media. I wouldn't shut up about it. If a toddler is being discriminated against, what are adults experiencing?
Within months, Ida was able to get a new law passed, banning hair discrimination in all Illinois schools, both public and private. And any school that fails to remove these kinds of discriminatory policies could lose funding.
Do you feel proud of yourself?
Yeah,
What'd you
and
say?
the hair discrimination for all kids in Illinois like me. Now I can wear my hair like this.
He likes saying that.
See, we understand our own culture. We know what we know. We have a foot on the pulse of this.
Our final stop on this hair journey brings us back to DC, where there's a new exhibit I'm excited to check out.
There's something really cool about seeing all of these Black hair care products in what feels like a museum. Like they're worthy to be in this fun space, but also this kind of like venerated space. People talk a lot about feeling seen, but I feel like I almost got a little emotional while we were in there. It's just like surrounded by so many validating things about Black hair, from magazines to the products we use. Felt like being wrapped in a big warm hug of my culture. This whole experience was awesome.
Our hair is an expression of who we are. It really is Black girl magic.
I just feel like, I don't know, I love the shape and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to hit the town. I do wish that white people saw it as something to be celebrated, something to be appreciated.
It's beautiful. Not only that, but beautiful. So again, shout out to the BBC News for that coverage. And I did say that I want to go back over here and double check and make sure that that the Crown Act was passed on the federal level. So let me type in that in. Okay. And pass. Hold on. On the fed level. Okay. Alrighty here. Okay. This is the same thing that I read before. It says that it was not passed on the federal level, but the Natural Hair Act of 2022, also known as the Crown Act, of 2022, and that's the bill to prohibit discrimination based on the individual hair texture. So, and then in the state of Pennsylvania, which is my state, as where I am, it was passed. Governor Shapiro signed Crown Act into law in Pennsylvania. So, yeah, if you are in Pennsylvania, let me go over here. If you are in Pennsylvania, okay, so it says in West Philadelphia, here's on Tuesday, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro signed a law solidifying protection against hair discrimination in the state. The Crown Act, which stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World of Natural Hair, prohibits discrimination based on a person's hairstyle, type of or texture. Pennsylvania is the 28th state to pass such a law. Okay, so yeah, there we have it. All right, so I am going to go ahead and end the video right here. And so the Crown Act wasn't passed on the federal level as of yet, but do check your state. What is the status of the Crown Act in your state? If you or your child are facing any type of discrimination based on your hair and how you wear your hair and the texture of your hair and so forth like that. Okay, so y'all be blessed, and I will see you in my next video.